Live from China, you're listening to a Doctor's Perspective minisode. This episode is going to be story brand number 57. It was a best of the mid 2017. So it's a bunch of random guests all throughout, which is really exciting. Just boarded the train to Shanghai. I tell you, those peonies were really beautiful. I was a little bit surprised that they didn't crossbreed them for different colors more, because they also had like tulips in bloom, and of course tulips are amazing. There's always like these crossbreeds, there's so for purity, but overall, obviously, no disappointments in that. Also saw the Shaolin Temple. We'll talk about that later. Let's get on to this. So the first part of it was about negotiations. You got two types: people who like to do a win-win, and people who like to do a win-lose. So if you're doing a win-win, you're more willing to compromise, you try to be a nice guy. But if you're doing a win-lose person, you need to know that. And if you don't match their aggressiveness and be able to walk away with knowing like what your bottom line is, they're going to take advantage of you and they're going to love it because they're going to see you as a pushover. So I thought that was interesting. Another one was basic things in life. You hear a lot with these highly productive, super busy people. If you say yes to a lot of things, that means you have to say no to something later. So some people, they're so busy, their time is so valuable, and they get invited to a lot of things where they start saying yes to an event 6 months from now, and then they regret it because a month before that event, they get something that's like way better. Not like, oh, I'm gonna go to Betsy's party. Oh no, Susan's got a party. It's so much better. This is actually career stuff where this decision would actually be better for you personally, career-wise, and everything, and now you can't do it. So being able to learn to say no is an important thing to improve your life and goals in the future. And the last piece was practicing white space. What that pretty much means, putting things in your space. It's kind of like when you're in work and you take a break. Actually take a break. Don't just bring your phone and play in the game and then get back to work. You know, that's not really creating that white space, that blank space for yourself. A lot of times people said, you go to your house, your kids are waiting to play with you, and while you're playing, you're really thinking about that spreadsheet, that PowerPoint, that event that's coming up next week that you're still behind on getting everything worked out. It's saying, look, give yourself permission to just chill and enjoy the time you have with your family. And the big thing was like, don't skip moments in your kid's life because of doing after official work hours activities. The lady there had a really powerful story of, I don't know if it was her own family or somebody else's. Like the dad and the kid was like, hey, let's go on a Sunday drive with a picnic, that whole thing. But I'm like, oh, I'm busy, I'm working, y'all have fun. And then he died 2 weeks later. And so she regrets not going. And so she had called herself, her kids were naked, cleaning the car in the front yard with her husband. And he's like, hey, why don't you come out? She's like, oh, I'm busy. And then all of a sudden she thought about that story and was like, dude, I'm not that busy. Whatever I'm doing can wait to see these kids. So she couldn't just get out of the house fast enough at that point. Just kind of puts things in perspective. And I know it's tough sometimes because we always have something that we want to do. And I'm learning that now with having just a 7-month-old. I can always do something with the podcast. Definitely could do more trying to get influencers, to promote my books or to promote the podcast. It just takes a lot of time, and it's not the easiest thing to do. So I find myself procrastinating doing that sometimes. Or like I enjoy digital marketing, I enjoy graphic design, so I'll spend time doing that. And I know sometimes that's not the most productive thing. As you can see, I got a new logo. Trying that out for the minisodes. It's a passion of mine. If I wasn't a chiropractor, I'd probably be doing something like that. Still got a ways to go to be really good at it. I got to remember white space in my graphics. Sometimes I just clutter things up, and then I'm like, drop back to the drawing board or whatnot. So sometimes my wife reminds me, Justin, the webpage, tone it down. Too much going on. Oh yeah, thanks, babe. Okay, that's all I got for today. Dr. Justin Trosclair. Leave a review, especially if you like what's going on. I read a review the other day. It's on the main show. I was like, wow, it really gets you pumped up. Like, yes, this is affecting people. This is a good thing I'm doing. And as always, at doctorsperspective.net/support, you can buy a cup of coffee all the way to hiring monthly memberships where you'll get free books and coaching and all kinds of stuff. So have a good one. You just went #behind the curtain.